Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Trey, my man Bishop, our man Ron. First formation, morning sports talk, Monday morning. What's good with y'all fellas?
What's going on, WGO? How y'all doing this Monday morning,
This dude,
everyone?
man.
Trey, he's shaking his head. I don't know how Ron is feeling, but I'm feeling real good on this Monday morning because you know why? As you can see, along with my name, they call me the GOAT for a reason. Because if I'm not mistaken, the biggest headline of this weekend is
I no,
Tom
that's not my headline.
GOAT is returning from retirement and heading back to the Bucks. And if I'm not mistaken, for all you that pay attention to first formation falling, I've said it numerous times. If this man does not approach the podium himself and say that he is retiring, look for that man to be back on that gridiron. And yes, less than 24 hours, people, or maybe a little over 24 actually, it's been stated Tom the GOAT is back. He's back.
Ron, the professor. Dude, should you or should I so eloquently break down to Bishop where we have these issues at about Tom coming back? He should have stayed gone.
I think you might have to take that one. I feel like Tom is a little crazy right now, but
Bishop, I understand. You're great. You greatly appreciate the what could possibly happen now that Tom is potentially coming back. Grunk might resign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Have you not heard
Leonard,
his center already resigned? He spoke to the
his
center
center just
first.
his center just resigned. Three
He
years,
spoke to the
33
center
million,
before he told anyone he was coming back. He spoke to the
13,
center.
13
inside
million a
man.
year for 3 years.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so he might, but he should have stayed gone. I think this is a
Why?
bad look. A
For you, I'm
bad look.
sure. I'm sure it is. Of course, it's a bad look for you. I bet it is. I'm sure you're one of the main people didn't want this man to come back. I get it.
I'm
I
not.
get it.
We're not worried.
Are you sure?
I
Are
believe.
you
I'm
sure? You
sure.
sound worried.
I'm
You
sure.
sound worried. You sound worried
I'm
though.
trying.
I'm just
I
saying,
do
I'm.
Ron.
believe
Ron, help me. Do we sound worried, bro? It sounds
a little,
worried. It sounds
a little.
worried in his voice.
I'm not worried for the simple fact that he wasn't. I don't believe he would have been a problem for us. The same way
I
that
don't believe.
the same way,
Ron.
the person who I thought would have been a problem for us, we got rid of the same round that the Rams got rid of him. So,
Mm.
so that was first and foremost, and then we almost dispatched this team after that. I don't foresee, and with the Jimmy G, the same person in which he had this disgrace towards when he disrespected and said, "Y'all want to keep that mf'er instead of me." Okay, you won the Super Bowl. I got it. I understand, Tom. But
I'm just
he's a problem. He was a problem. So, but in any case, I think the only reason I think that's a bad look for Tom to come back is your legacy now,
what up,
although
Key?
solidified. What's good, Key? Although solidified, at the end of the day, what I think is almost like the same thing the dude who purchased his ball thinking that was the last game. Now
Five
you
hundred
feel a certain
eighteen
type of way.
thousand dollar bottle. Five
five
hundred
hundred
eighteen
eighteen
thousand.
thousand dollar ball, and it's not his last retirement ball.
Right.
So it's like
So
that. Like you could have went out when you're saying at the top. You know, you had good stats. You didn't. You was in the second. You made it to the second round of the NFL. Also, almost willed the team back to the W to go to the NFC Championship, but it didn't happen. That
let me
leave it like
let
that.
me
But
no, let me just explain something to you, as my daughter
uh,
used to say when she was younger.
okay,
Let me just explain
let's
something to you.
okay. Let's hear.
Ron,
I'm
help me
listening.
out too, bro. Help me out with this, Ron.
No, don't
Do
try to
you
bring
realize?
Roddy into it. He's trying to
No,
be. He's trying to.
well, I don't want to. I'm just want to see if he agree with this.
Okay,
First
okay,
off,
okay, okay.
first off, what's the worst that probably could happen with Tom Brady coming back?
A
Him getting
losing
injured?
record.
Will that tarnish his legacy? No, no. He still has. He probably could go 0-13 if he wanted to, 0-16, and he still has 7 Super Bowls.
I assure he cannot do that.
Won't nobody care.
I'm sure everyone's going to care.
Secondly, do you realize? Tom Brady? He has 7 Super Bowl rings, correct?
7, yes, more than any team.
Right. Do you realize that since 2016, he has won a Super Bowl every 2 years? He won it in 16, he won it in 18, he won it in 20. What year is this we're in?
22.
Don't worry, I'll wait. Exactly. The odds went from 20-1 in Vegas to as soon as he said he was coming back to 10-1.
But yet they're still considered to be the third top team for a Super Bowl, and that's not even really saying anything. Because truth be told, they can still become the number 1 team even with those odds, or they can immensely drop and become even lower than that.
Let me ask you this: Who knocked?
Good morning, Sarah. Good morning.
What's going on, Sarah? Good morning. Who knocked the Buccaneers out of the playoffs?
The Rams.
Bad boys.
The Super Bowl champions. Yes. The Super Bowl champions. That would be the Rams. You're right. So, it's a great possibility for this man to return. Again, like I said, he goes every 2 years with the success rate of winning every 2 years since 2016. I'm just saying what it is, man. This man, I told you. Ron, let's hear from
Professor.
Ron.
Yeah, Professor.
Yeah, Professor, let's hear from the Professor.
Professor, please bless us. Yes.
Give us your insight, Professor.
I just keep seeing Tom Brady's age every time they see he's coming back, man. 45 years old. He's coming back to the gridiron. His wife about to leave him, y'all. We're gonna have to pray for Tom Brady.
No, he got approval. He said he got approval from his family.
Come on,
first.
Stop it, Bishop. How many times do we get approval? How many times do we get approval for people entering our prestigious organization, and then midway through it's like, hey man, I gotta go. My wife ain't feeling this.
Bruh, I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, man, and we're gonna let Rob finish. When it's all said and done, man, it's a paycheck. And even though he took a pay deduction, it's still a paycheck. Mind you. Keep that in mind. But go ahead, Ron.
Tom Brady. What are you doing?
If you was his homie, what are you telling him right now? Are you gassing him up?
I am.
I'm just going to grab him by the shoulder, take him to the trophy cabinet, and show him all the Super Bowl rings. And say, Tom, it's okay. You've done what nobody
LIG.
And you've done what no one will ever be able to repeat. It is okay, Tom.
What's good, Mike B?
Good morning, Michael. What up, Michael?
I mean, Patton, I see the poster where someone was like, why? Why is he coming back? So you know what? This is a.
What's the better question? No, hold on, Trey. The better question is why not?
I was about to say, AJ Brown, wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans, Twitter stated that he knew that he was coming back. Tom is a type of player that that the NFL is going to have to walk away from him because he does not possess the power to walk away the will to walk away himself. This is going to be a prime example, in my opinion, of a player that in his late years, where he had an opportunity to go out in the grand fashion, he's going to regret it. Losing season, body being smacked up, he's going to regret it. There's no reason.
I hear what you're saying, Trey, but how can you literally say that and he practically has the exact same team?
Because for one, he might have the same team, but he's not the same player from a year ago. I would say that Tom is past his prime already, and so now and not to mention
that his prime last year. or the year before
So,
that.
so I'm going to tell you what the difference was, in my opinion, in
Okay.
that. The
Okay.
difference is last year he wasn't looking with one foot out the door. At this point, he was just 2 months removed from stating that he was retired. Oh, you know, saying going back and forth in his head, like, am I going to do this? Am I not going to do this? I'm done with it. Basically, lying to himself to a degree. So now I feel like he's lying to himself in the point from the point in which he can believe he can continue with the game at this point. I just think it's over for him. He's probably going to be a shell of who he was, and he's going to, and not to even mention that the mental aspect of it, where you have to take in consideration that he's going to still believe that he's the best man on the field, even if he's probably not.
Is it can we arguably say? Let me ask this to Ron. Ron, with Tom Brady, we know he's 45 years old. Can we argue to say that he's not? Because wasn't he second in the MVP running?
Again, true
Uh-uh.
that.
He was second
Yeah,
in
he
the
was
MVP running at
last year.
44. At 44. At 44. What's a year, bro? What's a whole year when he just finished playing back in December, January? He just finished playing. He just
I'm
finished
not.
playing.
So
He's
I'm
only
not.
two months. He's only a month and a half, maybe 2 months removed from playing the game,
I'm
and
not
you mean
even
to tell
disputing
me?
that. I'm not even disputing that.
I'm listening.
I'm not disputing that. So my, like I said, my argument is that was Tom Brady.
Go away. Oh man,
So,
really, Sarah? Really,
so,
Sarah? That's how you
so
feel?
when I look at it, I just see that he like true that he did that and all that with no problem. But I
Mm-hmm.
think the mindset was different. Now we look at a person. He has basically stated that I was gone. I'm out of it, and he even went as far to say LeBron texted him and said we are the top two in doing our we are the top two in our fields.
So, ooh, I love that. And how old
You
is LeBron?
38.
Okay. And
He said we're the
We're saying LeBron is done, and he's 6 years younger than Tom. But LeBron is still playing, and you saying and LeBron is
different,
way done more
but
done than
different
Tom.
sports. We're talking about different sports and different
Which one's harder? Which one? But
the grind is different.
in, but is the mental aspect different? No, because that's what
But
you're talking about
so,
right
but I
now.
could, yeah, but I can assure you, if LeBron starts talking about he's about to leave or he's done, just like we sit and talk about the mental aspect and look at Russell Westbrook, we obviously believe that is a mental block, something going on there. So it's the same thing with Tom. When you look at it, like he was just talking about how we got to remember, take into consideration that you got to be ready to get up for this every day because a mental lapse will put you in a bad predicament, a bad situation. He's at at one of those positions in where his mentality needs to be all in.
But hold on, Trey. Help me out. Help me out with this one, Ron. Did he or did he not? The main reason on why Tom Brady stepped away, so-called stepped away from the game, because he wanted to be with family. No
And
other reason.
now he like F
Hold
them
on.
kids.
No, he didn't say that. Now, the main reason why he walked away was because he wanted to be around with family. So he
Mhm.
just like it played out, just like I said. He sat down with his family, his wife, and probably asked, "Look, I still have that itch that I really want to scratch. How do y'all feel about me going back?" And they gave him the okay. Ron, help
You
me
know what?
out, Ron. I'm
You
listening.
know
I'm
what?
listening.
You know what? I'm gonna do my best rendition of Ron from Friday because he was on fire with his analogies, right? So,
Let's go.
so how I see
Yes,
this
yeah.
is how I see. If I had a Rams hat, I'll put it on. I don't have a Rams hat, so I just have to go with it.
Sarah, he spent
So I
two
just
months
have to
with
go.
you. Hell no.
So what my best rendition of that is he was watching, sitting around watching what was going on in the NFL, and he's like, you know what? It's like him seeing his old ex that's on Facebook or saying going through them old pictures and see her looking hot, and he's like, you know what? I wonder what Keisha doing. Calling up Keisha like, hey, how you been doing? I see, saying, hey, I see you being successful and everything. You was doing that thing. I remember you said you was gonna do that. Exactly what you doing. So how you been doing? Oh, I'm gonna be in town. Oh, you for real? Hey, let me tell Giselle, I'm gonna step out for a second. I'll meet you there. That's exactly what Tom is doing right now. That's exactly what he's going on. Tom needs to sit down I'm not gonna say he got so many other ways in which he can contribute to the NFL, in which he can still be a part of the game. But at this point, I think it's a move situation in which he's going to go ahead and come back, and his team might be somewhat of what they had, but it's not the same. He's not the same. He's
If
2 years
y'all have
removed from the
not,
Super Bowl.
if y'all have not realized yet, he is the GOAT for a reason, bro. If he is like the Michael Jordan of NFL football, bro.
I
NFL,
think
he's like the Michael Jordan. He's basically doing exactly what Mike did, but yet older. But he's still doing the exact same thing.
I
And
think
Mike proved everybody wrong when he came back from retirement.
to the
Everybody.
Wizards.
No, not the Wizard part. Not the Wizard part. No, no, Ron, don't do that.
This is not the second run at the Bulls for another three-peat for Tom Brady.
Not even close.
I feel
He
like
put that old thing back. That's right.
I feel like we can officially call this Tom Brady's midlife crisis point coming back.
Oh my God. Man, y'all know what? I can't. Oh man. So what y'all gonna say if he come back and he wins the Super Bowl? What y'all gonna say then? Look, I can't wait. If he doesn't come back and win, and you know what the bad thing is?
So
even if he don't win, if he
almost
just
said,
comes back and makes the play.
if I was almost sit up and said if he comes back and win the Super Bowl, I don't even have tattoos. I'll get my first tattoo that states Bishop is the GOAT.
Come on, Tom. Come on, Tom. Come on, Tom.
Real quick, dang, I done lost what I was about to say.
Just like Tom has lost his mind coming back.
Why Tom Brady came back? Oh, you know, when you leave the game, you leave the game and you never get to get it back. That chance of feeling young, that chance of going out the fresh cut grass.
Right.
I understand Tom for coming back. He feel like he can still do it. He's gonna lead the game forever. Why not go back for one more year? You know, Trey, I feel like he probably was looking around. He saw the NFC playoffs. He's like, man, Aaron Rodgers choked again? What? The 49ers is in the NFC Championship? Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl? Then he probably looks at the AFC. He's like, what? Josh Allen couldn't get it done again? Mahomes still not stepping up to the plate. He lost to Joe Burrow.
He's on some stuff like the game needs me.
He's like, yes, I let these folks steal my Super Bowl. Then he got to close all the apps on his phone, refresh, and look at it. No, the Rams really won a Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford is a champion. Let me go get my Super Bowl one more time from these scrubs.
Right. Absolutely. That's how I feel, Ron.
I don't see it happen. It's not in the cards for him.
Well, I'm looking forward to that tattoo.
9 and 7. They might go 9. I can't wait till they come. The schedule comes out.
Trey, you ain't putting Aaron Rodgers over Brady, is you?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that I think I'm not. At this point, I'm not putting anyone over him. But I mean, for the most part, we could put Matthew Stafford, and say for last year, we could put Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, at minimum, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Patrick
now
Mahomes.
You're pushing it, sir. Now you're pushing.
I'm saying for last season, we could at that point we could put them over because those were the 4 teams that was where he was trying to get to at that point. So I mean,
I don't put him over. So how do you not put Matthew Stafford over?
I said Matthew Stafford. That was the first person I said. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback at this point, the reigning Super Bowl quarterback. So at this point, he was better than him last year. Him and his team was better than Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady.
To that, Sarah. I'm opposed to that, Sarah.
Bishop, you see how Trey did that? He said he snuck in Jimmy Garoppolo in that group.
He was Jimmy Garoppolo was
the Rams, the Chiefs, the Bengals, and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, the Rams, yeah. He gonna always throw them damn 49ers and
only with his feasible and it fits the narrative, and they were technically the top They were the top team. The Final Four at the end of the day. It's no different from if Texas Southern University gets into the Final Four. Hey,
So how shocked are you going to be when Jimmy G doesn't even make it back to the playoffs next year?
I'm fine. I'm fine with it. He won't be a 49er.
How do you? He said we're getting him out of here.
Yeah,
How
he
you
won't be
feel
in San
about
Francisco.
Brady not coming to the 49ers? I thought that's where he was going.
No, I didn't think he was going there. I remember I said I wouldn't I wasn't in agreement with him at this point coming to the Brady 3 years ago. Sure, now, nah. Who I thought we was going to get isn't in the cards anymore. They went ahead and walked away from the table on them. So
Absolutely.
that's what they think.
Absolutely.
That's what they think, Mike. I don't think
exactly
Mike.
what he. That's exactly how many games
I
was he away? Two.
I didn't think he was going to win
2
this
games
year.
Away?
I didn't think he was going to win this year. I don't think he's going to win next year.
What if he just realized he didn't get to get celebrated? Like Kareem got to get his retirement going away party.
How Kobe walked away a year, but he hasn't
Kobe.
even came out. He hasn't even came out and said he's doing it just one more last year. That he's going to retire after this, so they can celebrate him. He's basically looking at. He still can play. I think he believed that was the old moniker. I could still play at a high level. No, Tom. No.
He's already proved he could. He has. He done it last year.
When he was consistent, the consistency is left when he put in his mind that I'm done, and now he's coming back, and that's going to make the difference.
How can you say that?
He said he retired.
Playoffs. But that don't change your consistency. Just because I say a word don't change how consistent I am.
He did an action as well. So let's do this. Let's put this in perspective. When Michael Jordan came back, who did he go play for?
Which time?
When Michael Jordan came back from his retirement, who did he go play for?
The Bulls.
The Wizards.
The Bulls
correct?
the first time. The Bulls the first time. The Wizards the second time.
The Wizards the second time, right?
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And how did that go?
It didn't go well. But look at the Wizards.
But still,
he wasn't going. No, ain't no but still. But just like you can't compare the two, don't compare the two when it's convenient for you, Trey. No,
I'm not comparing the two.
I'm just saying because the Wizards. You're not going to say the Wizards did not have a squad like Tampa Bay has a squad. You're not going to compare
at this point. I don't even think Tampa Bay has a squad. They still haven't.
Who did they lose? Who did they lose?
Leonard Fournette is a free agent.
He didn't do shit. He didn't do shit. He didn't do shit. No, he didn't do nothing for Tampa Bay. Nothing. He didn't do shit. Chris Godwin. You can plug any running back in there and still be successful.
Chris Godwin has been franchise tagged, but he has not signed the franchise. He has not signed the franchise tag, which he does not have to. He can decide to sit out the rest of the year.
But now that Tom is back, he's gonna sign it. Don't worry, he's coming back.
Gronkowski is a free agent.
He's coming back for sure. Now that Tom's back, guarantee that.
They've already traded away one of the players off the defense, which they had, and they're looking at Pierre, who hasn't signed. Dominic Sue hasn't signed. Like they ain't got. They're at this point they don't have the same team in which they had even 2 years ago, let alone last year. I mean, last year, let alone 2 years ago.
You can less than a handful of people.
But those are key people. Hence the reason there are conversations being had about them. They're not there, or maybe not going to be there. Now they could be replaced. Maybe
that's a possibility. You're saying that in hopes they're not going to be there. There's nothing saying that they're not. Right now they're still there until everything pans out. But right now you can't say Gronk is going. You can't say Dominic Sue's going. You can't say Godwin's going. You can't say none of these people are going. You couldn't even say Tom was going. Matter of fact, you couldn't even say that because he's back.
He's back now. He has said he's coming back. True enough, but the other ones are still free agents currently at this time. So until like we just talked about, the odds switched when Tom said he was coming back. Prior to that, and so until everyone else, and that's just off that, I'm very sure if Fournette and them say they're coming back, and he starts to get more of the same team which they had, then they're going to switch. It probably switch again, maybe. I don't know. as people continue to even one because free agency is basically coming up.
Today,
So
started today.
the Wednesday is when the league starts again on the 16th. By that time, everyone has to be under the cap, which means potentially people can be released as they take a look at their rosters and be like, okay, we got to make these hard decisions. We got to cut this person. We got to release this person. We got all this topics that have to be under $2 billion. I mean, 208 million under the cap. It's no telling what's going to happen. Everyone's going to feel a little if they're above the cap. So there's no telling what happened or who they coming back or how they going to come back. Grunt might decide like I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to go ahead and go home to play my last years. You know what I'm saying? Tom, as opposed to sit there in the time and be like, hey, you going back and forth. I can't have that. So I don't know. We'll see. It has yet to be seen.
Michael, stop it. I know you ain't talking about checkmate about them Aints. Really? Stop it. You talking about it? Okay, they beat the Saints beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wow, did they even make the playoffs?
Playoffs?
Exactly.
Playoffs? You talking playoffs?
That's irrelevant if they beat them. Who cares what they did during the regular season if they didn't make it to the playoffs? Irrelevant.
You ain't have to do Mike like that.
I'm just saying, he's talking about checkmate. How's that a checkmate? What that don't mean nothing. Because y'all won against Tampa Bay, that means nothing. Tampa Bay lost to the Super Bowl champions in the playoffs.
It don't sound like Mike is a Saints fan, despite how random that was.
No, I think he is a Saints fan.
He's a Saints fan.
Yeah, I think he is a Saints fan. Mm-hmm. Random. But we got a lot of stuff. That's a lot of things. Somebody else is back too, Travion.
We're talking about Deshaun.
Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
Yes.
It's crazy how quick the narrative changes.
Yeah.
So of course, now that he's back with the zero, as we found out last week, Deshaun Watson was absolved of any criminal charges in his 22 civil cases at which he has pending, which makes him more formidable to be traded or to be able to play in the NFL. Of course, they're still pending whether or not he's going to face any punishment under the NFL's conduct policy, but at this point he's free to play, which now has put him in play to be freed up to be traded, in which currently two teams, funny that Mike D was on the online, two teams are potentially looking at getting their hands on Deshaun Watson. As I stated before, the 49ers, the Vikings, and the 49ers, Vikings, and Pittsburghs are out on the sweepstakes with Deshaun Watson. Cleveland is a dark horse or a sleeper. And then, of course, who currently has offers on the table for Deshaun Watson with the Houston Texans are the New Orleans Saints and Carolina Panthers. Gentlemen, what do you say to one of those potential connections? Deshaun in Carolina, Deshaun in New Orleans.
I'm going to let Ron go first.
Pittsburgh, man.
I said that a while ago. I said Pittsburgh too, but he said Pittsburgh's off the board with it.
Pittsburgh said he doesn't fit their culture anymore.
That's crazy with Tomlin there. That sounds backwards. But go ahead.
Then I will have to, unfortunately, when I say unfortunately,
the Saints.
No, Minnesota.
Minnesota's out too. Minnesota just signed Kirk Cousins to a 1 year, $35 million extension.
The Saints or the Panthers?
The Saints, the Panthers, or or potentially a sleeper in Cleveland.
Oh yeah, which Cleveland just picked up. Y'all don't know Cleveland just picked up Amari.
Yeah, but they're probably gonna lose Landry.
Jarvis, yeah.
I guess I'm going to Cleveland. Yeah. Is LeBron there?
Nah, he's going to be in LA for a while.
Man, this man don't got no options.
Well, he got he has the no trade clause, just like Russell.
No, I'm just saying, don't nobody want him. Don't nobody want him.
You don't think nobody want Deshaun?
It sounds like it's just Cleveland or the Panthers. I guess
Carolina.
And the Saints. He said the Panthers.
The
Is it
Panthers
Cleveland?
got a decent wide receiver core. Christian's leaving though. They don't got no offensive line, but at this point for Deshaun, he's just excited to get back and play football. So I
Pretty
doubt he
much.
cares.
Pretty much. You're
He don't
absolutely
care
right.
to pick
That
him up.
part. Yeah, that part. I just don't see. I don't see him in Carolina because, like just like Ron said, I think McCaffrey gonna be gone. So I don't know what's gonna happen with him going over to Carolina. I hate to
So
say it, but Michael,
I've
his Saints.
always
Go ahead.
go. Oh, you go ahead. You was talking about Mike and his Saints.
Yeah, I feel like Deshaun going over to the Saints would probably be a good look for him as well as the Saints because they have a receiving core. They have we don't know what's going to happen with Kamara, but we'll see. But yeah, that's a team that's ready, possibly ready to make some moves if he was to come over there to New Orleans and play.
Yeah, that's the best team, definitely. Defense, receiving core. They got everything but a coach.
Yeah,
So when I
I
look
mean
at
they
it, I
got a
think
coach, but who is that coach? Who's the
the
coach over?
the defensive coordinator, the last year's defensive coordinator. So
Coordinator.
he's been in the
Oh,
organization
that's
for
right,
a
Anthony.
little
You're
bit.
right. That's true though. That part, what Anthony just said, because they well over the cap. They well over the cap. They
So
just
they're pretty close to down now because they
who they get rid
Lattimore.
of?
No one. They basically because the $25 million is a $25 million added to the cap that brung their number down. Additionally, they also restructured Lattimore's contract to which made room for another 18 million under the cap. So they're working their numbers
They
down.
trying
Of
to get the
course,
numbers. They trying to get it down.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, they're trying to get their numbers down.
Okay. Okay.
So because they have to, I mean, they have to be. Everyone has to be under $2 million by Wednesday.
By Wednesday, yeah. Mm-hmm.
200
Mm.
million. I'm sorry. So 208 million. So I mean, they're working their numbers. They're working some type of magic to get them down in there. So it remains to be seen. When I look at it, I think a bringing Deshaun in will almost you're not going to get rid of your top player or who was your top player to bring if you bring in the talent as in Deshaun Watson. I don't foresee if Deshaun was remotely thinking about or was open to coming to Carolina. I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna be a clear advocate for keeping Christian McCaffrey and be like, y'all gonna have to make it work somewhere else because I need C-Mac. So I do think if with Carolina on the table, unless they're looking to trade him for trade him, then of course that's a different story. But I think Christian McCaffrey at minimum isn't going anywhere if Deshaun is going to Carolina possibly. But then, like I say, that defense in New Orleans is a lot more potent than that one in Carolina, and so
Absolutely.
I think it would be advantageous for him to, even though they don't have Teron Armstead as he left New Orleans, but it would be a more advantageous. You still have a Kamara currently, who is like a
He'll be
Caffrey,
back.
yeah, a
Yeah.
Caffrey 2.0. So I mean, in this sense, I think the Saints would be
He's
the
better,
better
right?
option.
You would say Kamara is better than McCaffrey, would you not? Would you
I
agree?
wouldn't say that. I mean, not me personally.
Ooh.
I
Ron, you
think
agree
Wow.
with that? You
I
don't
think
think you
Caffrey.
don't think Kamara's better than McCaffrey? You don't think that either, Ron?
Wow. Wow. What a
I do.
debate.
I do. I feel like he is. That's
I need
me.
to see
That's me.
some Madden stats.
He's just a mad stats. I
Who's
feel like
spending
Kamara's
this
better.
time? I like now. Wow. If you could pick Kamara or McCaffrey, who you picking?
I'm picking Kamara personally.
I'm picking McCaffrey.
I think we have to look at fantasy drafts for our answer, and
Mm-hmm.
McCaff is always that number one pick. So as of right now, I feel like we're gonna have to give the number one running back trophy to McCaffrey because he blows it up, receiving and rushing, whatever you need. He's the guy that's going to produce the most in the entire NFL, and that's higher than Kamara.
So I hear what you're saying, Ron. But my only problem with that is that's if McCaffrey's on the field. If McCaffrey's not on the field, he does you no justice. And that's his main issue, him being on the field. That's what's been his main downfall these past couple of seasons is him not being able to be on that field enough. So that's why I'm picking Kamara. That's why I'm picking Kamara over McCaffrey. I'm just saying. That's just
So ironic as we sit here not knowing if Kamara is going to be on the field.
That's we were having facts, but I feel like if
I know
Deshaun
what
can get
you're
off,
saying.
but if Deshaun can get off on 22 counts of assault, sexual assault at that, I feel Kamara
alleged. There is no cameras that caught Kamara in the act. I mean, that caught Deshaun in the act. However, as you would say,
Kamara does have video. I got that. Completely understand it. However, unlike old boy that was in the Ravens and him beating on a female, this was a fight between him and some other guys. Him and that guy in Kamara's entourage. I got it. Kamara will probably have to pay his doctor bills. He will have to probably pay him some money. But that's about the most that's gonna happen, bro. That's it. He's going to come back. That's about the most that can happen. They're not gonna give him no jail time. Go ahead, bro.
I feel like the NFL gives Deshaun a minimum of 10 games. What is the appropriate amount of games the NFL should spend Deshaun, y'all? 6? Whole season?
I think the half a season.
So they ain't gonna give him that many. They suspended whatchamacallit for 6 games. They suspended Big Ben for 6 games when he had that incident. So I'm looking at they're gonna try and compare it to something similar to that. So I'm looking.
No, sir. Times have changed, and that was a white male. Let's just be honest. I'm just thinking 6 games, 2008 had to be different. If that happened to Big Ben now, he gets.
I'm looking at the stats for Kamara and McCaffrey. They have, of course, they have the same amount of years. However, unfortunately, Kamara has played expeditious amount of games more than McCaffrey due to the last 2 years he has been injured. So Kamara has played 73 career games. McCaffrey has played 58 career games, in which he's played a total of 10 games between last year and the this year that just passed. Kamara has 781 rushes. Correction, McCaffrey has 781 rushes for 3,587 yards, while Kamara has 912 rushes for 4,238 yards. 47 touchdowns for Kamara, 30 for McCaffrey. What else? So I mean, so we could look at that in 2 ways. I mean, we could all do the math and break it down to see how much of a disparage is there between the two of them when it comes down to it. We're looking at about 700 yards. Is it fair to say that McCaffrey would have gained 350 yards in 2 seasons? It is very fair to say that. So I still think that he's a better. Even with that, I still think he's a better running back.
How do you pick what?
The stats say that. We said the stats say that.
The stats don't he has to be on the field. The stats also say he hasn't been on the field for 10 games in 2 seasons. Seriously?
Yeah.
That's 5 games in the last 2 seasons. 5 games per. Come on, bro. And
7 last year, 3 the year before.
Oh my God, bro.
Okay. So if he was, what I'm saying is, if he was on the field, he would. His stats say that he would be the better running back.
That's if it was a fifth. Ifs. We can't go off ifs.
Well, he's gonna have about 2 years, because that's what Kamara's gonna get 2 years. So he's gonna have about. He's gonna be able to make up from 2 years.
He's not going to get no 2 years, bro. This dude won't even go on Kamara to go to jail so bad, bro. What's the big news, Anthony, that we didn't talk about? What's the biggest news that we didn't talk about? We talked about the biggest news, and he is, as you can see right there, it says he's back. We talked about the two biggest things that's happening: Tom Brady coming back and Deshaun Watson not being will not face any what you call for those accusations.
What's
Those are
good?
the
What's
biggest
good,
two things.
Patterson? So let's so we can do a little recap. Of course, like we said, as we said, when we look at the he's back moniker, we have Tom Brady that's back. Decided to come back unretired after 2 months. Saying he was going to retire to come back to be at the helm for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As we just talked about, Deshaun Watson is not going to be going
Huh?
to jail. He's going to be. He has been absolved of any criminal charges at this point. He is only facing 22 civil charges in his sexual assault, sexual harassment case in Harris County. Additionally, also as we stated, Kirk Cousins, quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, has signed a 1-year extension for $35 million as
Uh-uh.
Bishop's
Hold on. You know I
and
knew I could
and
find you.
and a no trade clause as well. Additionally, so
Hold on,
what's up?
Trey. Don't you go there. Don't you do that. Now you mean to tell me we done did all this talk about Kyler Murray? Kyler Murray now. Kyler Murray. We did all this talk about Kyler. And here comes
It's
damn
still a difference.
Kirk Cousins.
It's still a difference. It's still a difference. It's
Oh,
still a
no, you
difference.
not. No, you not. Trey, no, you not. No,
Damn,
you not.
damn. So it's still.
Come on,
I still
Trey.
feel. I still
Come
feel
on.
like I believe me. I was like, where the hell that come from? But I
Exactly.
mean,
Come on,
Kirk
man.
Cousins. I mean,
You gonna tell me Kirk Cousins is better than Kyler Murray, bro, and he deserved his money, but Kyler don't deserve his money? Seriously? Seriously.
I'm. I didn't say that Kirk deserves his money. I just say
No, but I'm saying we
we
were
just
talking
report the
about Kyler.
news.
Yeah, I'm just saying we talking about Kyler and they don't want to give him his money. You were saying Kyler shouldn't get paid that much, but Kirk should?
So
Not saying
outside
you saying that, but I'm
Ron,
asking.
Ron, outside the fact of Kirk, that Kyler Murray is an African American player that we all believe should be getting their money. Do
Right.
you think that Kyler Murray is worth 30 to 40 million at this point?
I'd pay Kyler 50 million tomorrow.
What?
That's what I'm
Really?
talking about,
Oh
Ron.
If I
my
was a,
That's
goodness.
my
if I was a
dude right
billionaire,
there, bro.
if I
That's
was a
my dude.
billionaire, if I was the
That's my
billionaire of the team, it blows my mind how slow they are to pay these guys. But from a competitive advantage, no, I'm sorry, Kyler, we can't pay you right now.
I
we can't
told you, bro.
we can't pay you the
Play
big.
out your contract. That's all I'm saying. Play out your contract. Show me that you are worth this money, and we good. But right now,
Kirk
competitively,
Cousins
you
is worth
not.
that money though? Is Kirk
I'm
Cousins
not.
worth that money?
That's
I'm
a
not.
I'm asking. No, I'm
It's a
asking. I'm
different. I
asking.
think it's a different conversation. So when you look at it from the standpoint of, I don't know if he's worth 35 million, man. I don't know 35
Exactly.
million.
That's my whole point
One
right
year,
there, Trey.
35 million.
Yes, that's my whole point right there. Just that part. The fact of the matter, you finna play Kirk Cousins 35 million for 1 year? Come on, bro. Come on, man.
I honestly think it's set. I actually think it's being set up so that way Kirk Cousins is a stopgap to what they're trying to get or who they got their heart set on later in this as they go forward. Like he's coming in, he's got a new coach, a new
Mhm.
GM, I think. So or at least a new coach or a new GM, and they probably giving them was like, okay, we're gonna take a flyer on you. We just giving you what we think what the market price for you, and we're gonna take a flyer and see. If you don't, then we gotta start looking somewhere else.
What's this about Anthony talking about? Y'all heard this? I didn't hear this. You heard this, Trey?
Yeah, he's not. That's why I said yeah, he's not signing. He said he's not signing his contract, his franchise tag this morning.
What? I didn't hear that.
It was one of the
What up,
topics we
Autumn?
had.
Oh,
So
I
yes,
didn't hear. Okay.
so yeah, I don't. I definitely don't think that. Like, I mean, I get it, but saying 35, which makes him he's going to be attained but through 2023 season. So he's basically
Right.
got 2 years to play to even make better his worth and maybe get another contract, or they're going to move on from him or trade him and bring
I
someone
thought you said
in
it was
else.
no trade. Oh, yeah.
He has no trade clause. So
No
basically,
trade.
yeah,
He can go where he want to go though. Yeah.
yeah, he has but I don't think it's 2 years. Like he's gonna be in 2 years, you're gonna be a free agent. So
Right.
So, but they just it's smart, so they didn't kind of like bring him back in just to move him. It's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and oh yeah, we'll sign you for 35 million. It's like, oh, you just got traded to Miami.
Ron, you gonna answer that question?
Yeah, that was going to be my point when I was talking about Kyler, that despite me saying I would give him 50 million, he competitively has not shown that he deserves that new contract, because when you talk about what has Kyler done, he hasn't done anything. He has had one good season and got washed in the playoffs and had a disappointing performance. Okay, we pay you. What if that is your ceiling? What if you never get there
That part.
again, and we're just stuck? You haven't shown us that you are going to bring it every year. Matter of fact, we actually think you're going to go play baseball. So we don't know. We're not giving you a 5-year contract. And Lamar hasn't got paid yet. And it's just like he's an MVP, elite quarterback who we know is going to be around, maybe some health concerns. And he still has not, Murray is not worth 50 mil. Is Murray a top 5 quarterback, y'all?
No.
No, he's not a top 5. No.
Mahomes, Rodgers, Josh
2,
Allen,
3,
Lamar Jackson,
4.
Joe Burrow.
You better put the goat in there. If you
Joe
stop,
Burrow, Joe
if you don't
Burrow,
stop, Ron,
Josh Allen.
if you don't put the goat in there and stop playing.
Deshaun has probably entered back into the fray.
Oh no, Deshaun hasn't even played football.
Going off of him when he last played, hence the reason he was a. So I completely understand. We don't know. We talking about Deshaun a year ago.
Yeah, we can't put him in the top 2. I wouldn't put Deshaun in the top 2.
Josh, then he's like number 6 then.
Nah.
Who number 6?
Our guy in Arizona, Kyler.
Kyler?
Is Herbert better than him?
Yes. Herbert is better than him.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, bro.
Trey, I feel like you disrespect.
Watch this. Hold on. Watch this, Ron. Ron, watch this.
Yes, he's better than Garoppolo.
Oh, okay. I was going there. You knew I was going.
But I would have put Garoppolo up in there. I would have put Garoppolo up in there. So I would say
division. I feel like you biased a little bit.
I would even say that Stafford is better than him.
Then who?
I'm about to walk away.
Kyler. Going off of what we see this year, I would say that Stafford was better than him as well.
I give you that.
I think there's that minimum. I would say he's probably top 15, but he's not. I don't think he's top 10. But and then when you start to even bring together, saying his body of work over the couple of last seasons, he might move up, but he might be bottom part of the top 10 when we take a look at that. Like he's 500 on his year. Like we said, he's a 2-time Pro Bowler in 4 years. He won the Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
But I mean, besides that, he's 22 and 23 and 1 in his 4 years. So I'm just saying, like,
well, I had to deal with all last football season for the first 10 games of the year how everybody was saying the Arizona Cardinals are the best team in football. They were undefeated. A whole better class than the Rams. They were coming for the Chiefs. They were better than the Bucks.
When we did our power ranks, none of us really said, or if we did, it was only based on the fact that you had to give it to them because it was the undefeated team. That was it. Of course, after their game, it went off the rails a little bit after they lost to Green Bay on Monday Night Football when Green didn't catch the ball in the end zone. Had he caught that ball, maybe Kyler would have continued to stay on his win streak, or so much of a win streak, and it'd been a different situation. So I just look at it like, and again, I'm not saying that he's bad. I want y'all to get that and make sure I'm not saying that he's horrible. I'm just saying that he hasn't, in my opinion, he hasn't played to a $40 million contract, and the reason why the organization is not giving him that money yet and want him to, as opposed to giving him an extension, they want him to play out his final year to make sure that they're putting their money is being well spent, as opposed to just giving them throwing loot at him because he's their best quarterback on their roster.
But I'm like Anthony Price right there. If Kirk and Dak can get paid, Murray should get paid.
Yeah, this is a L for the Cardinals. You got a super model all-star partner beside you, and all they're asking for you is to show that you're committed to them. And the Cardinals are pretty much showing Kyler that we're committed, just not right now, Kyler. Wait on me. I'll
But
get you a real ring in a couple years.
but this is my thing, Ron. What is y'all alternative? This is to you, Trey. If you choose not to pay him, okay, I hear Trey talking about play out your contract, Kyler. Play out your contract. Okay, play out your contract. Say for whatever reason, Kyler decides not to play out that contract and sits out because chooses not to play on the existing contract, sits out or whatever, and goes and plays some baseball. Now that baseball is back. What is your alternative in Arizona? Like who can come in, or I'm not even come in. Like who's the backup, or who could? It ain't like they finna draft because where they at in the draft? I don't think they're in. Let's see where they are in the draft. Let's see where
The
Arizona
real
is.
question is, when is DeAndre Hopkins coming back and healthy? Is that game 1 of the season?
He should be back by the beginning of the season. Yeah.
If he's back, anybody can go out there and play quarterback. You just got to throw it up.
Oh wow, damn! That's how you feel?
How I feel, that's a fact. DeAndre Hopkins made Deshaun Watson. DeAndre Hopkins made Kyler Murray.
Wow, not Kirk, huh? You're not gonna give Kirk any props at the wide receiver position whatsoever, huh?
You talking about Christian Kirk?
Mm-hmm.
Christian Kirk, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
And you're not gonna give whatchamacallit, and you're not gonna give
Christian Kirk gets
Zach
no
Ertz
love
no
at the
problem.
cookout.
You gonna give Zach Ertz no props either, huh?
No,
they got the 23rd pick. Arizona got
Zach
the 23rd
Ertz gets
pick.
no love at the receiving cookout. They can grab a little weapon though.
Yeah, they have the 23rd pick. Right now, they're looking at getting a cornerback by Todd Shea. That's what they're looking at, a cornerback, a DB. By the 23rd pick, they looking at by what's his name, Mel Kiper's. They looking at them getting a wide receiver in Olave out of Ohio State.
So of course, true that. So additionally, of course, Indianapolis Colts are also in the hunt for a quarterback. They did have their sights set on Kirk Cousins, but of course, with the no trade clause and the new signing, they have now shifted to where they're taking a look at none other than Marcus Mariota. Isn't that interesting? What do y'all think about Marcus Mariota in Indianapolis?
I said this he better than Kyler Murray, but anyway.
What'd you say, Ron?
Anthony. No, I said that was a great comparison, Anthony.
Randy Moss.
2.0.
2.0.
Sleep.
I agree with that.
Who else?
Marcus going to in Indianapolis, you said? That's where he's talking about getting?
Potentially. On the other fronts, in reference to transitions or people transition, as y'all stated before, y'all afford Fly Eagles Fly alumnus Zach Ertz has signed a 3-year, $31 million contract with the Arizona Cardinals to stay put in as he looks to be a target for Kyler Murray. I know Bishop, if you had your way, Zach would still be in Philadelphia. Ron,
Absolutely.
what do you think about the signing Zach Ertz 31? Is he worth the 31 million, 3 years?
Again, we got a tight end getting 31
Woo!
million, but
Look
we
at
don't
that.
can play.
See, there you have it. Your own brethren shakes his head. No, Zach is not worth 31 million.
Not even close.
10 million a year.
Yeah, he's 31. There's no
Yeah.
way. There's no way. When I could go get a rookie out the draft in the second or third round, it's not that hard to find tight end talent. You just gotta find somebody that's big, muscular, and fast. And can catch. And can catch.
Yeah,
There's a lot of tight end is the most dynamic position in the NFL. It really sets your roster above average, having somebody you can count on to block, to receive, to really shake up the offense. You look at some of the best teams, they have a very special tight end talent. And Zach Ertz used to be that. I don't know if Zach Ertz is going to be that next year. Maybe a little bit this year, but I don't know.
CJ believes differently.
Great tight ends are not easy to find. I don't know if he's calling Zach Ertz a great tight end, but if you're out there playing with DeAndre Hopkins, everybody plays better, so it don't matter.
Mm-hmm. It's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that. We're going to kind of we're going to finish up some of these transactions, but then we're going to get into the business. So, in part of that, what do you think about? Oh, hold up! Before we get into that, let me go here with this. Tariq, no, that's business. That's business. That's business. Maybe we'll get into the business. Okay, so let's get into the business aspect of it. Cowboys traded Amari Cooper for a fifth.
Bad business.
For a fifth and a sixth rounder to Cleveland. Firsthand, that was one thing which we talked about. Oh, I did have one more contract as Max Crosby was signed for 4 years, $99 million with the Las Vegas Raiders. Y'all think Max Crosby is worth that defensive end coming off the edge for the Raiders?
99 million?
Yeah. 4 years, $99 million. So it basically almost roughly just under $25 million a year. He did battle with with the issues sober for 2 years now. 99 million.
I don't know if he worked that.
So
I don't know if he was worth 99 million, bro.
So in 2021, he got 8 sacks. In 2020, he got 7. 2019, he got 10. He has 25 for his career. And his numbers is improving every year, I guess.
25.
You went down on the sacks. It went from 10 to 7.
I did.
Yeah.
His sacks has went down, but his combined tackles, assisted tackles, all of that is so it tells me that he's getting more double teams. They're trying to slow him down. He's a focus on the D line, but he's assisting and combination tackles is all going up. So he's being impactful, but $25 million a year for a DN that we was not talking about for defensive player of the year.
Right.
That's a good point.
That's
a good point. I think he was a talk about player. Most improved because, like I said, he came back, fight back from the alcohol abuse. 2 years sober now. Additionally, also what we had.
Aaron Donald got 6 years, 135, which is that's a little bit under 26 a year. So he pretty much getting Aaron Donald numbers.
Getting Aaron Donald's money. He don't have Aaron Donald's numbers though, like you said. He's getting Aaron Donald's money, but he ain't got Aaron Donald's numbers.
He's actually getting paid way more than Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's probably
because Aaron Donald's 6 years, right?
Yeah, he's at like 19, 20 million.
Right, compared to old boy, because old boy.
So no, he's making less. Yeah, Yeah, he's making 19 million, 19 million, and Aaron Donald you said was 6 years, 135.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron Donald's eclipsing him by about for roughly just over $3 million a year.
but Aaron Donald definitely is a better player and deserves the money.
So yeah, so that we have, of course, as y'all
Interesting.
know, Tyreek Cohen, running back um, for the Chicago Bears,
Chicago.
possibly to be released or will be released due to the fact that he failed uh, his physical from his knee injury from last year. Um, of course, we know Bobby Wagner was released by the Seattle Seahawks after 10 years of service. As we've seen in in the last 2 years, Bobby Wagner has been considered one of the top linebackers in the NFL. Bishop, do you know that he did not even know that he was being released? The team did not tell him.
What? He lying.
He said he didn't know.
What?
He had the slightest
What?
deal.
Oh, the team didn't tell him before it was leaked out. In other words.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Basically. He
That's
didn't.
dirty.
He wasn't aware.
That's dirty.
Of
Yeah,
course,
that's
and
dirty.
that's the same thing. Yes, that's true. That CJ, they are. It seems like Seattle is hitting the reset button. In that, also, it was so eloquently put by defensive, also free agent safety Tyrann Mathieu, or also known as the Honey Badger, is that he's like the business is for ish when it comes to that. When you look at a man who's, let's say, did great services, top player, and he doesn't even get the respect of the organization to let him know that he's going to be released before it comes out.
Yeah, that's dirty.
Just like no different with Amari Cooper.
Seattle did not do him dirty, CJ. You better get out his
What?
feet.
Without telling him, Ron, he didn't
Bobby
tell him.
Wagner better go ahead. He sound like a toddler with a temper tantrum. Just go to your next team, dog.
Just keep it
You
pushing.
good.
It's like it's like you talking all this. You're not even part of our organization no more. Like we really care. Like
He's
Yeah.
he should be happy. He can go to a winning team. He over here talking about, man, the Seahawks ain't even telling me they was letting me go, man. I got
You're right.
fired
He
on my
should be.
day off.
I agree with Ron on that. He should be happy to be leaving the Seattle Seahawks. I ain't gonna lie. He should be happy because they ain't squat. They're not. I totally agree with Ron on that one.
look at him. You see Leo. I tell you, them damn Saints fans, man. Look at him.
What do you
I'm
say?
a Rams fan too, so I'm
Come
excited to
on,
see
Matthew.
Seattle combust. I'm looking forward to a 2-15 Seattle Seahawks. I don't know about you, Trey, up at 49.
I'm with you. I can take that.
Yeah,
So
You
Seattle.
know,
Seattle finna go to from sugar to shit. Yep.
and that's no
Absolutely.
difference. So even when you take a look at that, the business aspect, let's take a really let's literally talk about this. Think about it. A fifth and a sixth rounder for Amari Cooper. Like, is that disrespectful?
yeah. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I feel like this says more about the Cowboys. They didn't want to trade him to the NFC, so we might ask why is it so low? Because they weren't trading it to 15 other teams in the NFC that probably
Right.
had better offers,
Right.
and then they didn't want to trade him. It just was like we're gonna send him up to Cleveland. I think this says more about the Cowboys and what they was willing to give up. It's something behind this. It
But
ain't right.
it has to be because even Cleveland took the deal. But maybe they're thinking, okay, we got a better opportunity because at the same time, why taking Amari Cooper, they tell Landry you can find if you can go, you're free to
You can
find
stop
a
yourself. You
trade
can stop.
partner. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
what's going
That's
on in
and then Mike
Cleveland?
and then the Cowboys assigned Michael Cooper to 5 years.
So what does that say though?
65 million. That's
$65
my thing.
million a year for 5 years, was it? 4 years?
Yeah, that part 5 yeah yeah that part right there is because I felt like Cooper was better than Michael Gallup in my opinion.
Cowboys fans chime in. Is Cooper better than the Gallup?
Gallup, listen to him.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah, in my opinion he is. Yeah, in my opinion I think when it's all said and done he's better. He's definitely better than Gallup. But
Yeah,
So
I
still
what?
guess
Gallup.
Go ahead, Ron.
no, I was gonna say the Cowboys had two number ones,
Hmm.
Cooper and Lamb. One was getting paid like a number one, and one was not getting paid like a number one. So Let him go. I think they're gonna be okay. I think Gallup will be a nice chip, although he is bubble guts. He ain't really bringing nothing to the table, but I feel like Cowboys ain't done making moves though.
Oh, so I feel that. Of course, additionally, what I forgot to mention is, do you think there's a potential for a reunion with Bobby Wagner and Coach Dan Quinn in D Town? What do y'all think that looks like? Michael Parsons, Van Der Esch, Bobby Wagner. Does that make the defense a little more potent? Diggs. Do y'all see problems in D-Town, especially for you, Bishop, and being that that's the NFC East? Would you like to see Wagner in the blue and white?
The crazy thing about the Cowboys defense is they're a young defense and they don't have that veteran leadership. So it could be perfect, but I don't think the Cowboys need help at the linebacker core.
The, they need
I
help
would,
in the secondary.
yeah, I would address DBs first, but it would be a great pickup, without a doubt. Absolutely, that veteran leadership
Look
they
at
need.
look at Anthony. Hell no. See, I see the NFC people chiming in. Bishop, what would you think of Bobby? Would he be a problem? Do you think Philadelphia have a problem with him at linebacker in Dallas?
Mm-mm. No,
No.
no,
What?
not at all. Not to me. No. Mm-mm.
Yes,
Man, see,
yes, they will.
this don't make no sense, bro. This don't make no sense, bro. Like Mari Cooper versus Michael Gallup, bro. Cooper had 68 receptions to Gallup's 35.
Mm-hmm.
Targeted Cooper 104 times, Gallup 62. Yards, Cooper 865 to Gallup's 445. Touchdowns, Cooper 8, Gallup 2. What sense does that make?
So you got to
Cooper
also
had
take
16 games, Gallup
that
had
part.
9 games.
That's That's what I'm about to say. You got to take that into consideration. Gallup was injured the majority of the season, but
So
also,
why keep him?
what happened was as well is Gallup is what's his name's favorite is Dak's preferred target.
Hmm,
So I mean, so when you
that's
look at
crazy,
it, and
bro.
then they need it because I mean because and also I looked at it last night. So you got to take in consideration now with Gallup's contract, they get the reduction.
Has to be a
Amari
little.
Cooper wouldn't take a pay cut. He was looking to get 20 million, so they got rid of him, and they can bring back any money in the trade, and then they was able to uh, sign Gallup for 12 million, which is still even 8 million. I mean, it's probably a lesser talent, of course, but probably feel that he has upside, but they signed him for 8 million less than what they was going to be paying Cooper. So,
I
and
think
go ahead.
I like that comment. If we could throw that back up, whoever
Which
said
one?
it's something internal. It 1000% is
It's got to
something
be.
something happened because Cooper wasn't even at the top of the list of the Cowboys' priorities. It was Ezekiel Elliott and their running back issue. Um, that was what they
Hmm.
needed
I
to
think I
address.
read something. I don't know how if it was valid, but I read something which it said Amari and Dak got into it after that game.
Amari Cooper said Dak Prescott is the black Kirk Cousins. And they ain't been right in
Ah,
since.
that's crazy.
Yeah, something went wrong. And it's sad to
It
see
has to because
because
the numbers don't match up, bro. The numbers don't even make sense. Yeah, the numbers don't make sense.
I'm
Amari Cooper was
actually
definitely outplayed Gallup.
I'm actually frustrated that
Go ahead, bro.
that Cooper got to go up to Cleveland and just waste his talents away in football
That part.
mediocrity up in Cleveland. I was hoping he went somewhere nice to play out, but maybe they'll release him. I don't know, but unless our boy
That
Deshaun
part.
Watson goes to Cleveland, that's a whole different
I was hoping
story.
we get him. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I was hoping we
That's
would get
why.
him.
That's why I said the Cowboys made sure they didn't send him to any because the
Body in
Eagles.
the NFC
Listen to
East. Yep.
six. I'm positive the Eagles would have slid a first rounder on the table for the Cowboys. Y'all can have pick 18.
Oh yeah. Jay Patterson said Jerry Mad Cooper was unvaccinated.
They
So
say
I
Kyrie
so
Seaman.
with all this, of course,
Oh,
with all the turnover and the moving around of the players, what we lose track of, which probably isn't that important, but for making news for today is now we have different broadcasting teams. So Watson to New Orleans, let's go. You hear Leo? So now
stop it, Leo.
we
No.
have different broadcasting teams. So I ask you, the gentlemen, I'm gonna give you 4 teams. Let me know who you think is going to be the best broadcasting team in this for this upcoming season, and probably to come. First,
Tony
we had
Romo's.
probably I'm
He
very
said
sure it's
Tony
subjective.
Romo.
So you have Lance and Romo for CBS, Mike Tirico and Collinsworth for NBC, which is probably the bottom of the bunch. Uh, Al Michaels and Kurt Hershey, Amazon Thursday Night Football. I know that's Bishop's dark horse. And then now Joe Buck and Troy Aikman for ESPN, as both of them have decided to come over to ESPN. So we got Joe Buck, ESPN, Monday Night Football, Michaels and Hershey, Amazon Thursday Night Football, Tarico and Collinsworth, NBC, or Nance and Romo, CBS.
Give me Bucket Aikman. Why
I like, no, I like this one. I like this
First
one.
First formation with Mr. Lowe or
Mr. Lowe. I like that one. I like that one. That's the best one
Hey,
right there. That's the best one
that
right
one,
there.
that one,
I
that
don't
one.
care.
Oh,
You really don't
Yeah,
care?
I don't
Like
care.
you don't pay
I
attention
don't.
to
I
that
don't. As long
commentary,
as they
or do you
call.
look at it? You don't listen. You look at the game with
No,
the
I
sound off.
listen. No, I listen. No, I was about to say I listen. I don't care as long as whoever's commentating is good at what they're doing in regards to commentating. I hate when commentators say, "Oh, they bring up just stupid stuff in a commentary, like, oh, he hasn't missed a field goal in 50." Now
And then
you
they miss the
gonna
field
jinx
goal.
the motherfucker. You just gonna throw that out there to jinx the kicker, right? That's what you do. This is what you do. You jinx the kicker by saying this and that and the other, or they can't see what's actually going on the field and they make some wrong comment. I don't care. But as long
yeah.
as they're good commentary, I'm good.
So
I'm with TJ.
yeah,
Go.
I think Ekman and Buck is going to be epic.
I'm with them, but in regards to announcing, Tony Romo has technically already got Super Bowls as an announcer.
Mm.
Um, if we
Facts.
he really is the GOAT. Like there's no one that comes close to
Facts.
Tom. His
When it comes
charisma.
to yeah.
It's his charisma. It's
But the thing about it, Ron, a lot of Cowboys fans hate him as a commentator. A lot of Cowboy fans cannot stand Tony Romo as a commentator. I don't know if it's because he couldn't get him to the big game or what, but they do not like that dude as a commentator.
right,
And
because
yeah,
Dak Prescott stole Tony Romo's last year. They should have let Tony come
yeah,
back. They would have had a Super Bowl.
yeah.
I always
We-
have said I thought Tony would, as opposed to going into the booth, I thought he would have been offensive coordinator, or he would get a call to be an offensive coordinator. But hey,
we still
Don't
can see
forget,
it.
y'all forget Drew coming into the booth too now.
yeah, but he's at I don't think. Yeah, but
I'm
he
talking about
makes
the guy from New Orleans.
Drew
Yeah,
Brees,
Drew coming into the booth. Matter of fact, he already started this past season.
We
Peyton is
good.
too.
Yeah,
We good.
Peyton coming into the booth, or is he still doing the thing with his brother?
No, not
'Cause I
Manning.
ain't seen
Peyton.
Peyton in.
Sean Payton.
Oh, Sean Payton. I thought you were talking about Peyton Manning. Oh, Sean. Oh, is he?
Sean Payton. Yeah, he's supposed to go in the booth.
Hmm. I can see Sean in the booth. That makes sense. I can see that. He look like a booth person. He gonna take over. He need to take over for Who do he need to take over for? Sean should take over for maybe
I'm
Terry.
good on both those
Think it's
guys.
time. I think it's time for Terry to move on.
Sorry,
I think
basically
it's time
fine
for
with
Terry.
ESPN. based for Simon
Terry
NFL
Bradshaw, I
NFC
think his time
Sports,
is up.
Fox Sports. I
I think
mean,
I think Terry should go.
Come on,
Come
man.
on,
so
man. Come on, man.
so some interesting things happened over the weekend. Ron, your man's
Is it
scored
time to
a
talk basketball?
time to talk basketball, bro. Your
Woo!
Let's go.
man's LeBron, another 50 points.
What?
Unfortunately,
See,
unfortunately that was on Friday or Saturday because last
Saturday.
night, yeah, last night when they played against the Suns, it wasn't as gracious. But we'll get to
a
that.
thrashing. It was a
Yeah,
thrashing. Yep, it
yes,
was a thrashing.
but we'll get to that soon. But Simmons is not expected to be back and be out longer than expected initially. Bishop, are you starting to feel a certain type of way, or do you think y'all good right now because you have King James, because y'all have KD's back and you think he can hold down the fort?
What you won't do is Trey. You won't sit there and rave about LeBron's 50-point night the other night and then thrash last night, and then you
Not
want to bring up
not
the negative
not
about the
even
Nets and Ben Simmons.
not even
What you
not
won't do.
even
This
the
is what
same.
we talk about. Let's talk about the ranting and raving the 53 points versus the Knicks that Durant put down on the boys last night.
So first of
With
all,
Kyrie on the bench,
what
or
is
not
the
on the bench,
age
but on the
disparity?
sideline, sitting there supporting his team.
What is the age disparity
What does
between
that have to
Durant?
do with the price of
What
tea
is
in
the
China?
age? What is
What
the
does that
age
have to do with the
disparity?
price of tea?
Where
That's
is the
irrelevant.
what
That's
is the age
irrelevant. The
disparity
fact,
between
are they
Durant
all
and,
playing pro?
and LeBron?
Are they both? Are they both playing professional
I
basketball?
get, I completely get
Don't worry,
that,
I'll
but
wait.
what is the disparity in
Okay,
their age? So let's
that
act
matters
like
none.
it matters a lot because LeBron has been doing this. So the point in which I'm trying to make is LeBron has been doing it longer than KD has been doing it, taking more wear and tear. And at the age of 38, he is still able to go out and get 50, in which he's just done. He just got 50 last weekend. He got 50 this weekend.
What is his team
That,
doing? Let's talk about team. We don't talk about individual accolades.
the
Let's talk
same
about his
thing.
team. What is his team?
The
The
same
same
the
thing.
same
What?
thing. So let's
No,
not act like y'all just
I'm
been
listening.
winning all season long.
Our
Like
record is way better than y'all's. We're over
it
500
is.
now. Are
It
y'all?
is. It is. No,
Don't
we're
worry,
not.
I'll wait.
We're not.
Oh, but
We're
are
not.
y'all? No, are
But
y'all is over 500? Oh, okay. Okay.
no, it's not. It's not over 500.
Okay.
But still, it
Okay.
comes down to the fact of what we're talking about individually. There's a difference in KD getting 50 at this point. If KD is still getting 50 at when he's 38 at his frame and banging, then we'll have a conversation. We'll still be able to have a conversation after
What?
19 years.
Let's talk.
How,
Let's talk this. Let's talk
how long
this.
has KD been in the
How
NBA?
many 7-footers are getting 50? How many 7-footers are getting 50-point games like that?
So
7-footers.
they're. I was about to say they're out there.
It ain't no lie. It ain't no lie.
They're out there.
7-footers.
Like KD may
It
sip and
ain't a
hit it
lie. It
more.
ain't a lie.
They're out there.
Joel, Giannis, Joker.
The three of them,
That's three.
and that's played.
Out of how
They're
many
sinners.
teams? Out of how many teams?
I
Okay,
get it.
out of how many teams?
Anthony Davis, if he's
That's
healthy.
not a lot. Oh, 50
I mean,
point. How many 50-point games has Anthony Davis had, bro?
I hope he got at least one.
Yeah, don't
right?
worry. Wait.
I can
At
see
least
it.
one, maybe one. Yeah, it may
I
be one.
can
I
say
gotta look
And
it
it
up.
wasn't even with the Lakers. Yeah, with the Lakers at that, probably.
I can tell you now.
Ben Simmons, if he stays out, it's cool. We cool. You know,
He got
Ben
four.
Simmons can stay out.
Anthony
You got
Davis
four?
got four 50 pieces, so we got to put him in the conversation.
And how many of them was with the Lakers? One?
I don't know if any, but I don't think there's any other big that can get 50 points. So that's 4 or 5 of them.
Right now, there's probably no other big.
And so,
But of course, like I was
you're
saying,
asking.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, so you're saying LeBron James is 38. Kevin Durant is 33. They're 5 years apart. 5 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So,
Yeah, but how many
with that
seasons?
being
How many
said,
different seasons? They come in the same year, do they? LeBron has 19 years. How many KD have?
14.
14, I think. Yeah, 14. Okay, so because he came out of Texas. He did do it. He
Mm-hmm.
did do a year or two in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
he came
so
out in
again, and
he
so I
came out
was,
in 2007.
and I wasn't
2007.
saying, and I wasn't saying anything that reference to saying negative to the Nets. What I was saying is that they say that that Ben Simmons is still out. So I was asking you, do you think that are y'all good, or do you think can KD sustain and hold them above water? Because you're down to what, two more games in which Kyrie can play.
Four. We got 4 more games with Kyrie, and
So
so
do you,
I feel like yeah, I feel like if Ben's out and he needs more time, I would prefer for him to stay out until he get his mind mentally ready to be a part of the team. I think we can hold off until that time. Hopefully, it's sooner than later though. But I definitely feel like he can hold out until that time comes and gets us until he gets his mind right and finds his way back to the team.
so of course, as Bishop so eloquently has up
Complete
as
disagreement.
please state your case, Ron.
Oh my god!
The Cleveland Cavaliers are in the 6th seed. They're 38-29. Brooklyn's 35 wins is only 3 games behind them. In Toronto, they're only 2 wins behind Toronto, who's in the 7th spot. I feel like Brooklyn wants to have, some type of playoff stance. If they could get the 6th seed and not even have to deal with the play-in, like it's March Madness. The NBA gets
Right,
to have March Madness. Them 7, 8, 9, 10. We gonna be going nuts when we see who get sent home, and an upset can happen like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn
right.
don't want those problems for real to have Kyrie, Ben Simmons, and get sent home by one lucky game. Atlanta could show up and Trae Young have a 50-point game and beat the Nets in one
Mm-hmm.
game, one without a doubt. So they want
Mm-hmm.
that 6th seed. Like Ben Simmons needs to play yesterday. Like, no, we need to win every single one of these games and go out and get our chemistry together. And it's not like when you look at how beautiful Kyrie and KD play together, you're gonna have to think, okay, Ben Simmons, anybody that play basketball can fit with them too. So fit's
Right.
not gonna be the issue, but Ben Simmons' game shape can be. We need to come on and we need to win.
I mean, like I said, I would definitely prefer being now than later.
If
Because it
he
would
if he
definitely.
doesn't come back on Tuesday when they play the Magic, I'm gonna throw something.
They already say he ain't coming back. You talking about tomorrow?
So he's
Yeah,
not
tomorrow.
coming back tomorrow.
Yeah,
Right
he's
now,
still. They say he's
they
not ready
saying,
yet. He's still not
yeah,
ready.
they saying, yeah, they
He's
already
not.
said
He
he not
hasn't
making
been
it back.
approved from 1-on-1.
Yeah, they,
Sounds like Philly has won the trade.
no,
So
I would not say that. Hold on, Ron.
so
Some people
what
ain't
I
saying
should have did.
that
What I
yet.
should have. What I
They
should have
said Ben
did.
ain't playing. Hold on. I didn't know this. Ben still ain't playing, yo.
He ain't. He's not. He is not. I don't know what. I don't know what the. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, when it's all said and done, I feel like even with KD, like last night is crazy because KD he did drop 53 last night at home versus the Knicks on their home court. Like I said, Kyrie was on the sidelines, cheering his boy on, and KD said in the post game, like, bro, let Kyrie play. Like we worried about Ben, but let Kyrie play. We letting fans in that's unvaccinated, but we not letting a player play unvaccinated or be in the same stadium or same arena unvaccinated. Come on, man, let the man play.
Co-
KD
co-
called
co-
out Marriott last night because of that. He's
Completely
like,
different situation. Those do not simulate to the same thing. If that fan was doing extraditional different activities that was causing him to sweat and expose bodily fluids and
It
everything
don't
like that,
matter.
that
No,
would be
don't do
I
that,
could
Trey.
see that. I'm
Don't
just
do that.
saying.
You don't have to exchange bodily fluids to get COVID. If a fan is there and that fan is unvaccinated,
I
he is more
understand that,
likely
but it's
to pass it just like anybody else. It's any different than Kyrie. No different than Kyrie passing. A fan, and the thing is that more likely the fan could pass it to more people than Kyrie could because the fan is amongst more people than Kyrie. He's only amongst the people that's on the court.
but that fan for the most part is not going to be more effective. It's not going to cause a problem on the bottom dollar as if Kyrie was infected and was getting and contracted and gave it to somebody. It's less. He can affect the money in those
He's affecting the
organizations.
money now. The money's being affected now with him sitting. Them losing games, that's affecting them now, money wise.
But again, we're talking about a state thing in which the mayor has to take in consideration the city as opposed to a basketball team.
And so he shouldn't keep in consideration of the city because a fan is still unvaccinated in the stadium. Same
But
thing. It's still
again,
the city.
it's where is Chantel? She is the medical expert.
She at work. She at work. No, you're not gonna get me to believe that. That's not the same.
Confer with wifey, and then come back to us
I
tomorrow.
will ask her. I sure will.
In which does she think? So of course, like Bishop was saying, I know he's waiting for this. The New York Knicks, as he stated, took on the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn last night. The Nets came up victorious 110 and 107. As the Nets, of course, was led by KD's 53 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 18 points from Andre Drummond, 15 from Bruce Brown. Where's Bishop's favorite friend? Pat Mills, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Of course,
We should have never got him.
Cameron, another offer signing as Cameron Thomas, rookie for the Nets, played 8 minutes with 0 points, 0 rebounds, and 0 assists. Knicks Claxton's 10 points. The Knicks, however, even though how they made it the game, they had 3 players in double 20 point games as RJ Barrett dropped 24, Julius Randle dropped 26, and the Emmanuel even Fourier dropped 25. But as we stated before, it just wasn't enough as the Nets improve their standing as we get closer to the end of the season. The Clippers traveled to D-Town to take on the Detroit Pistons and Cade Cunningham. The Detroit Pistons just came up a bit short, losing 102 to 106. The Clippers was led by Marcus Morris Sr., 30-point effort, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 16 points from Luke Kennard, 12 points from Isaiah Harrison. The Pistons led by 23 points and 9 rebounds, 10 assists out of Cade Cunningham as he notches his sixth straight 20-point game. 10 points from Corey Joseph, 21 points from Jeremy Grant, 13 from Sadiq Bey, and 15, 8, and 3 from Marvin Bagley as he continues to get acclimated to his system in Detroit after being traded from Sacramento.
Cade Cunningham has arrived.
Yes, that part, Ron.
He's
That
basically
part,
coming out to
Ron.
be the person that they thought he
Yeah,
was,
and
who they
Detroit.
drafted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham. He's showing himself. He's showing himself. He's definitely showing himself.
Of course, last night the Boston Celtics had a monumental event as Kevin Durant. I'm correct. Kevin Garnett's number 5 jersey was raised into the rafters as the Boston Celtics retired his jersey, but it wasn't a victorious night for them as the Dallas Mavericks came to spoil the party, winning 95-92 in Beantown. Of course, the Celtics was led by 21 points, 11 rebounds by Jason Tatum. Contributed from Al Horford 17, 15 points from Marcus Smart, and 14 points from Jaylen Brown. Of course, as we said before stated, Luka Doncic, 26 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 19 points from Dorian Finney-Smith. Spencer Dinwiddie turned in 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, and 14 points from Jaylen Brown. As the Mavericks improves to 42 and 26, Boston stays 41, drops to 41 and 28. on the season. Additionally, the 76ers and the Magic. Ron, what was going on in Philly? Like they overtime.
Cole Anthony trying to give me a heart attack, man. He made he made like
Orlando.
five threes in the last 6 minutes. He just was pulling up and they was going in. There was nothing that we could
Hmm.
do. But it
Of
was a
course.
it was a great one for Philly though.
Yes, they did still get the win. However, Joel Embiid, 35 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, 26 points from James Harden. There's a couple with 6 rebounds and 6 assists. 26 points from your man, Tobias Harris. He's trying to make sure it be understood that, hey, I belong here in Philly. And then Therese Maxey, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Couple versus the with Dale Carter Jr. leading the Orlando Magic, 19 points from Cole Anthony, 13 points from Okiki, and 11 points from R.J. Hampton. As Orlando gave Philly all they can give, but Philly was able to pull out to 2 point overtime win, 116, 114, improving to 41 and 25, while Orlando drops to 18 and 51 in their head-to-head battle. Of course, uh, well, let's go to this one because other ones
Well,
are.
before you go, Tobias, I know you're watching. Don't listen to what Trey said. You do not belong, sir. Don't start thinking it. Matter of fact, get your bags ready because next year we're trading for Bradley Beal, sir.
What? Brady's gonna be in
I
Philly. That's
said
what
Bradley Beal.
Bradley Bill.
Oh, Bradley Beal. Yeah.
Oh, correction, Philly. Bradley Bill and okay. Hey, stranger things has happened.
Yeah.
Of course, the Ice Tray and the Atlanta Hawks played host to the Indiana Pacers, last night as the Pacers were not able to get it done, losing 128 to 131 on the last shot attempt by Halliburton. The Pacers was led by Halliburton's 25, well, correction, Hield and Halliburton's 25 points apiece. Halliburton with 10 assists, 2 rebounds. Hill with 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 22 points from Dwayne Washington Jr. And O'Shea Brissett and Terry Taylor tripped in with 15 and 16 points respectively apiece. Of course, Ice Trey, 47 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 13 points from Bogdanovich and Akunjaway, 15 points from Hunter and Gallinari, 14 from Hewitter, 10 points from Clint Capella as the um, Atlanta Hawks did everything they could do to get the W. One game below 500 at 33 and 34 as they continue to make a play to stay into the play-in. As Ron was so eloquently saying that, of course, it's going to be a barn burner for in most cases. 2 more games. The Memphis Grizzlies had a little bit of a
Hawks make the playoffs.
Hawks make the playoff. That's going to be the AC.
Yep. Just
I agree with that. I agree with Ron. Yeah, they'll make the playoffs.
You think they're the hottest of the
Yeah.
four?
Yeah. Yeah. As
Of
long as I
course.
straight keep doing what he's doing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Of course, last night the Memphis Grizzlies took on the Oklahoma City Thunder as they tried to capitalize on if there was a possibility that the Phoenix Suns would lost that they was going to capitalize on it. They held up their end of the bargain with the Grizzlies winning 125-118 versus the Oklahoma City Thunder in Oklahoma. The Grizzlies, of course,
With
led
the
by
debacle.
the uniforms.
Yeah.
Everyone came all white, everything.
All white every day.
Of course, the Grizzlies are led by Desmond Baines, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Contributions from, of course, Jaren Jackson Jr., 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and Ja Morant, 17 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. The Thunder led by Darius Baisley's 21 point correction. Shea Gillis Alexander's 31 points, 6 rebounds, and 76. Darius Baisley chipped in with 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, and then 16 points from Lindy Waters. As the Grizzlies, as stated before, 47-22 on the year. The Oklahoma City Thunder. Greatly look forward to probably getting into the lottery, hopefully, with their loss as we get closer to the end of the season. Uh, the Suns take on defended home court against the Los Angeles Lakers, as it was an easy task. The Lakers losing 140 to 111. Now 29-38. The Suns improved to 54-14. The Lakers led by LeBron's 31.7 rebounds, 6 assists, 13 points from Russell Westbrook and Monk, 10 points from Austin Reeves, and 18 from Carmelo. As the Suns, of course, was led by Devin Booker's 30 points, 10 assists, 2 rebounds, 23 and 16 from DeAndre Ayton, 18 points and 6 rebounds from Malik Bridges, and 11 points from Torrey Craig. Ron.
So can
Oh,
I
he,
point
look,
out
he want
the
to come
fact
to
that
Ron. Look, he want to come to you, Ron. Look, he want to come to
LeBron
you.
outscored, outshot, and had a higher percentage than Devin Booker. He came back for the Suns. I didn't even realize that he was back. And LeBron outplayed him. DeAndre Ayton 16 rebounds led the Suns. LeBron 7 rebounds led the Lakers. There's nobody on the Lakers that can get more than 7 rebounds. LeBron got to do all the rebounding too. Stat of the game: Cameron Payne 11 assists, 0 turnovers. Just
Because LeBron and Westbrook was, that was their area to get all the turnovers.
So
that part.
even in this game, LeBron has become the only member of the lifetime 30, 10, and 10 club, as he has amounted over 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10,000 assists in his career.
Bishop, don't you be disrespectful. You better
Why
clean it.
why do we have to? Why do we care? Why do we care? Why do we care? Their
Wow.
team is not doing anything. Who cares? You
It
clearly
is a
see.
life. It is a
You
life
clearly
milestone.
see on the court. LeBron is not even hustling back on when he turns the ball over and he's still not even hustling back after he turns the ball over. Like what? Like what? You turned it
Okay,
over. Why are you
Bishop,
not hustling?
how many times have you thrown an interception
And
and
never,
then and
never,
he
never.
returns the ball and you just do that little act like you going to chase him or
No,
like get in
I
front of him
chase
and
him.
he cuts back and then he cut and you be like you
I
throw
at
your
least
hands
trust
up.
him. I at least go chase him. LeBron stops. You clearly see him throw. I forget who it was. Threw the ball. It was intercepted. LeBron just stops. Doesn't even attempt to go. Doesn't even attempt. And then AD got the nerve to make his little comment. Oh, the Suns, they lucky last year because we didn't, because of my injury, it'd have been a total different outcome if I was on the court. Yeah, really? Okay. Well, while this year you're 25 games behind the Suns, and again you're still out, AD. You're out again. Man, just shut up. The Lakers are who we thought they were. The Lakers are who we look at.
25 games behind.
Behind the Suns, but you're over here talking noise about last year because he was out. You're out again. Like you sound crazy.
The last game from last night was the Houston Rockets got thrashed, in the words of Bishop, by the New Orleans Pelicans in Nolia, 105 to 130. Of course, the Rockets was led by Christian Wood, Jalen Green's 17 points, two rebounds, 2 assists, 13 points from Josh Christopher, 15 from David Nwanwa, 14 for Jayshawn Tate, and 8 and 12 from Christian Wood. The Pelicans, of course, led by 32 points from Jonas Valanciunas, 16 from Devontae Graham, 21 from Jackson Hayes. The CJ did not play last night, which makes this loss even a little more of an issue. Yeah, it's
But
now
I
so
still think
now
the
the
Lakers lost
Pelicans.
by more though. The Lakers lost by 29. Man. Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out. The Pelicans improved to 28-40. The Houston Rockets dropped to 17-51. As it continues, the beat continues as we get closer and closer and closer to those play-in tournaments. We can see what happens. Of course, the night slate, as which I should have laid off with. Of course, tonight we have a 9-game slate. As far as the Monday or the Friday standings. Bishop and myself 7-3. Ron 6-4.
Ooh,
That looks very indicative of how we started out when we looked at the stats for the last during the Super Bowl, of course, for the year and since the start of the break, as Ron so eloquently asked us to do. Ron Bishop is currently 27-10.
ooh.
Why I am 25-12. So 2 games behind. He is in distance. He's within my range, Ron. He's within my range.
I like that. Y'all both are doing excellent. If my
27,
in my opinion.
27. Yes, 27. You think we got some parlays in us?
Yeah, I'm about to start tuning the first formation for some
Yeah, get them
games,
parlays,
for
baby.
some NBA games. I'm gonna
Get
start
them
taking notes.
parlays, bro. Get them
So yeah.
parlays.
You got to get that to 3-1. I need you to get
Yeah,
to 3-1.
you right.
Got to
You
make
right.
it 6:30.
Yeah, you
Let's
right.
go.
Let's go.
So first up, Cleveland Cavaliers will be paying host to the Los Angeles Clippers. Gentlemen, who y'all rocking with tonight?
I'm taking them Cavs over them Clippers. They playing at home. I feel like the Cavs are going on a streak and trying to make some things happen. That's a sleeper team out there. The Cavs are a sleeper team. A lot of people sleeping on the Cavs right now. So I'm going with the Cavs.
I remember what last time what Ron said about the Clippers. Ron, you still rocking with the Clippers as your opposed
Ooh,
to?
I know, right?
Regardless, the Clippers are always going to show up. That's the one thing we can take that's tried and true. They come into play. Now,
Mm.
the question is they going to get the upset? They
On the
played
road.
they played last night. So this is a back-to-back. I think we got to
Mm-hmm.
go.
Mm-hmm.
You going with the Cavs?
Yeah, this is a back-to-back for the
Mm-hmm.
Clippers on the road.
Equally, I think the Cavs are just going to have more. Like you said, the Clippers might be a little. Excuse me. The Clippers might be a little removed from, of course, a back to back in which
Yeah.
might not be in their best interest. So I agree. Just barely easing out Detroit, coming back to play home. Uh, Correction, going to Cleveland against a better team. I don't think they get the W. So I
We
agree.
can lock
Cavs.
that one in. I like it when all three of us agree. That sounds like
Let's
cash
go.
money to me.
That's
Cash money, man.
right.
Moves everything around us.
Port, Portland will be traveling to Atlanta for Atlanta's second game in their back to back at home as they will take on the Atlanta Hawks. Portland Trailblazers and Hawks, gentlemen, who you got?
You see me. You see me, Trey. You see me.
Ice Trey.
First,
That's right.
Ice Trey, baby. Ice Trey. That man is phenomenal. He was shooting from everywhere last night on the court. Even though he almost let the Pacers come. Well, not he, but they almost let the Pacers come back and get to still a win. But they came out on top. So I gotta go with Ice Trey because he's what? A boomer. Sooner.
Ooh.
Let's go.
All right, I have the toughest challenge in the world for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Name a starter on the Portland Trailblazers.
Good luck.
I
don't know.
All they got is who? Anthony Simons.
And I think he's injured, so he can't technically count.
Yeah, so true that.
Hawks, easy.
Too easy.
As I agree as well, Hawks in this.
Yeah, Anthony Simons is not playing.
Oh yes.
So
oh
he is out.
yes. Oh yes. What you about to say, Trey? Oh yes. Oh yes.
So now we have the battle of potentially the top two MVP candidates in Joel Embiid and the 76ers playing host to the Denver Nuggets, and the Joker comes to town. Gentlemen, who do you have? Does Ron pick against his beloved 76ers for the sake of being correct? What you got, Ron?
I'll let Ron pick first on this. This will go. This
Yeah,
one
why I gotta pick first? Y'all know I'm biased. I ain't ever made a sports pick that did not have my heart in it. Let's go Embiid. Let's go Sixers. James Harden, do not break my heart again and show up and shoot 3 for 17 and have 11 points. Please show up and help out Joel as he battles Joker. There's no reason why the Sixers shouldn't dominate. Like the Nuggets, and they're coming to Philly.
Mm-hmm.
This should be a thrashing. Joel Embiid should really take this to his heart. Like we can lock this one in. Y'all not picking the Nuggets, are y'all? Y'all ain't crazy,
No,
right?
no,
I'm
for
pick,
me, man, I gotta go with the
There
Sixers.
go Trey.
I feel like this is King Kong versus Godzilla. I really feel like this King Kong versus Godzilla, bro. This is gonna be the battle of battles tonight, man.
Ooh.
MVPs versus MVPs. I think this is
King
the this is
Kong
one. I think this is the
Godzilla.
one that's gonna be. I do feel like Harden is gonna come in and show up and show out at home in Philly. All right, I gotta go with Embiid. I gotta go with Embiid in the Sixers.
so
Look, he
I,
gotta pick it.
I,
He gotta
I
pick
Trey,
look
it.
I look at
Trey,
this.
Jamal Murray is not back,
I
and
know, I
Dillon
know,
is not
I know.
back.
That is the only reason. It's just not enough firepower. When you look
Yeah.
at, even though you're saying as what Ron states about Harris, but he's still a player on their team, and he still can get buckets. You got Tyrese Maxey, who has an opportunity to still show up and show out. There's just not enough on the Denver Nuggets and for them to be victorious or keep that energy. I mean, Aaron Gordon, Jokic is
Yeah.
not going
So,
to happen without Murray. It's not going to happen. So I'm rocking with Philly in this one as well.
so, fellas, there is literally no world where the Nuggets should be able to come into Philly. This is not in Denver and compete with the Sixers. If it does, it will be a complete lack on the Sixers, and we'll all be surprised, right?
True that.
Okay.
But for some
I just
reason,
don't
the
think yeah.
Sixers are only favored by 2 points. And literally,
Ooh.
as we're talking about the line just went down to 1.5. Philly is
Oh
only
wow.
favored
Ooh.
by 1.5 points at home against Denver.
Cause of the Joker.
Woo!
Because of the Joker, bro. But I totally agree. This is the Joker versus Batman, and I think Batman comes out on top.
I
I'm
think we
just
can lock
saying.
Philly in.
Yeah, Philly. So we have Philly across the board. The Oklahoma City Thunder will play host to LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets. Who y'all got? Ball
Well,
or SGA?
y'all know how I like the Clippers, but I've been thinking about stepping out on the Clippers and doing a little thingy thing with the Thunder. I like them.
You feeling SGA? You feeling SGA?
You like SGA?
Exactly. He had a 30
SGA.
piece last night, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Who's out there doing
He
it?
is. I hate
He is playing.
comparisons, but I think he is a poor man's Ja Morant without the jumping ability.
without the athleticism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the
I'm
Thunder
taking
are
LaMelo.
supposed to be beat by 10 points tonight, and
I'm
I'm
taking
smelling.
I'm taking the Hornets. I gotta go with the Hornets, bro.
He said, "Let's not play around."
Nah, I
Yes,
gotta go with the
I
Hornets.
agree. So you staying with OKC, Ron?
This is a back-to-back for them. They played last night.
They did.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Back-to-back home games, though. They got to sleep in their own bed. Give me the
Mhm.
Thunder. Why not? Give me the
Okay.
Thunder.
Okay, got you.
He
And
taking the
like I
Thunder.
said, I'm with Bishop. I think I'm not going to play with it.
Yeah, I
Like
gotta take the
Bridges,
Thunder.
yeah,
I'm going
I don't foresee Lamelo letting this one get away from him.
Yeah.
Uh, Next up, of course, Pop got the
Over the weekend.
1,336 win. Now he gets a chance to extend that record with against the Timberwolves after Spurs play host to the Timberwolves tonight in San Antonio. Gentlemen, who you rocking with?
Pop already got his win, so I gotta go with Big Cat.
Mm.
I gotta go with Big Cat. Even though the Spurs, they're gonna be something to fool with later on in the year too, because there's a young team. But I gotta go with Big Cat tonight on the road here in San Antonio.
I'm in full agreement. I think Minnesota is on the move.
I just hate the fact that Big Cat disappointed us
The other
the other
night.
day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I can't say it with my chest, but no. San Antonio, they just beat Utah. I'm riding with the Spurs. Go
Oh,
Spurs, go!
okay,
Wow.
okay.
He picking some major,
Try
major
to
upset.
try to get the separation. Of course,
Yeah.
the Sacramento Kings will be hosting the Chicago Bulls in Sacktown on the coast on the West Coast. Gentlemen, who you rocking with, the Bulls or the Kings?
Is
The gang's all there, including Alex Caruso is back.
oh, and Levine?
Yes, Levine's there. Alex is back. DeRozan,
I gotta go with the Bulls.
Chi-Town.
Yep, I'm going with the Chicago Bulls on the road versus that. Yep.
Do you believe, Ron?
Do you believe?
Um, I don't believe in the Bulls front court.
Mm.
Jokic, Vucevic
Vucevic.
Yeah.
can't even average 10 rebounds. Christian Thompson is not the answer. Uh, and Patrick Williams ain't coming back. Chicago Bulls, man. They're gonna be looking like barbecue chicken to Giannis and Embiid in the paint. And Bam. And KD and Kyrie. Bishop just
But
flew out.
but you take but you're taking them against Sacramento, or you don't think they got? You think Sabonis is going to have a field day against Vucevic?
Ooh. I think it's gonna be a lot closer than what we think. I don't want to pick the Kings, but Trey, I do not want to pick the Bulls either. But give me the Bulls. I'll take the
Okay.
Bulls.
Okay, we cross the board on that one. We cross the board on that one. Of course, next up, Milwaukee travels into Utah to take on the Stifle Tower in Gobert as Jazz play hosts. Who you got, Giannis or Donovan and Gobert?
So Saturday night, I was
Mm-hmm.
100% confident that the Bucks was going into Golden State and beating the Warriors without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the Klay Thompson game.
He dropped 38, right?
Yep. Um, and I say that because I feel the same way. There's no reason or way Giannis goes into Utah and loses to the Bucks, but Utah is a very dynamic atmosphere. It's a home game for them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we gotta go Utah, but do the Bucks lose 2 in a row, Trey?
They
Like
have
that's like one of the best cardinal rules when you're playing a long season sports. Is our one rule is we do not drop 2 in a row.
2 in a row. Mm-hmm.
That's the number one way to have a successful season. Can the Bucks? This is hard.
Oh, we're on the second best, second game of the night, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely the second game.
Oh, see, here come Anthony with the disrespect. The Nuggets is not rolling into Philly and beating them boys. Like Philly's coming off of an embarrassment, losing to
The Nets.
the Nets last Thursday. We rebounded, handled business. Y'all see how the NBA gave the Sixers a couple of days off because they needed a break. They rebounded last night. They got their demons out of them, getting that overtime win. There's just no way. I'm a ride with Greek Freak. I think he's the type of player, Trey, who's not gonna let his team lose 2 in a row.
All right, Bishop, Milwaukee or Utah.
Man,
Utah's at home.
I know, but you gotta fear the deer, bro. You gotta fear the deer. I'm taking Milwaukee. I'm taking the Bucks.
Okay. 2 more games on this slate. You have the Washington Wizards traveling to the far West Coast, taking on Golden State in the Bay Area. Gentlemen, who are you rocking with on this one? Golden State or the
The
Wizards?
Wizards, The Wizards is on a West Coast road trip. They was just in LA. Now they're going up to San Francisco. Them boys is having a great time. They ain't worried about playing no basketball.
Kuzma showing them all the hot spots. Like, hey, yeah, pull up here. Hey, let's go here.
Right.
Yeah.
This is why I used to chill with the homies, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Screenshot, baby.
Yeah. The way Clay and Steph played the other night, man, last Thursday, man, and came back and got that win. I gotta go with Golden State, man.
By 20.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They gonna destroy the
They favored by 12.5. So
yeah, they gonna destroy the Wizards.
And of course, the last game of the night, the Los Angeles Lakers defend their home court, looking for an opportunity to get one more W in their belt against the Toronto Raptors as Gary Trent and company come to town. Los Angeles Lakers versus the Toronto Raptors. Gentlemen, who y'all got?
are we sure we're going to call it their home court, Trey? Don't you feel like the crypto kind of belongs to the Clippers? They have beat the Lakers like 3 times this year.
Yeah, damn sure don't belong to the Lakers no more.
The long game is basically puts an emphasis on the fact that the Clippers do not have a single rafter in that building. The Kings have more Raptors in the building. Matter of fact, the Los Angeles Sparks have more Raptors in that building. So no, the Clippers cannot claim anything as of yet.
You claim it this year because they beating the brakes off the moves in the damn Lakers. So
the pettiness. I want Kawhi and PG back, man. Kawhi drive me crazy. Why he do this to us? Why can't you just talk like normal people and give us updates, Kawhi? Are you or are you not coming back this year so we can stop thinking about it? Because if Kawhi and PG come back next month and can just be 80%, 75%, and on this Clippers team.
Yeah.
Western
That's
Conference.
A whole new team. That's a whole new team. Yeah. A whole new team. Agreed. Every time I pick the Lakers, they do exactly what I was talking. Disappoint me, bro. Disappoint me every single time. The Lakers are who we thought they were. Trash. Straight trash.
So you say you pick a Toronto?
No, I'm not saying that yet. I probably should pick Toronto the way the Lakers be playing.
Yeah, you surely should.
But the way I need to stay on top, I'm gonna pick the Lakers at home after that thrash they just took last night. I think they'll come back and bounce back on this game tonight, so I'm taking the Lakers. But they just got thrashing from last night, so let's just hope. But they did play the Big Sun, so I get it. But can y'all at least beat somebody tonight?
God dang. So me and Bishop all have the same picks.
Y'all
you picked one against me, didn't you?
The Nuggets.
The Nuggets, yeah, you picked the Nuggets.
No, I chose the
Sixers.
I thought you picked the Nuggets.
No, I picked Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I picked the Cavs. I picked the Hawks. I picked Philly. I picked Charlotte. I picked Minnesota. I picked Chicago, Milwaukee, Golden State, and LA.
Okay. Well, yeah. Either way, I'll still top them with too many colors. The person I gotta worry about is Ron.
So, of course, as we say, we're getting closer to the time. Be sure to go check out, if y'all hadn't already, go do your bracket.
Yes.
First, we're making bracket challenge as last night Selection Sunday happened, and they put together the teams. Bishop, I'm so sorry that Oklahoma is in the NIT. USC will try to do what we can in the big dance to maybe rectify it and show that, the teams show teams how it should be done.
It's cool. Y'all won't make it, but it's cool. Oklahoma, the Sooner women made it. The Sooner women.
So there's nothing wrong with playing it in NIT. It's a tournament. It's a lesser tournament, but it is a tournament.
Yeah, here we go.
It's a tournament.
Either way. Yeah, look, make sure y'all get to the brackets, man. Knock out the brackets, fill them out, so we can talk about them. The game start on
Yeah,
Wednesday. On Wednesday or tomorrow? Is it Wednesday or tomorrow?
I
It's
think.
tomorrow. It's Wednesday. Ain't it? It's Wednesday.
Well, I know USC plays Thursday, so it should be. They should start
Wednesday or
Wednesday.
Thursday, yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. So the brackets are out. Be sure to check them out. They got a few games going on. I think there's a game going on right now. I know there's a couple of teams that still trying to get into the play-in tournament. One or two games or so, something like that. So
Did y'all get to watch any other a good amount of games this past weekend?
I watched a couple. Who
jumped off the TV for y'all the most impressed with?
Gonzaga. Gonzaga is playing great ball, and Arizona's playing great ball. Who else? UConn.
Shout out! I know Applewhite on here. He always talking about it. Tennessee, they got the SEC on the SEC championship.
Yeah.
They showed out the most. Tennessee,
yeah, they play good. They playing good ball too. Tennessee, ball did they think they made it in? So yeah, it's gonna be a good bracket.
So I ask this now so we can get it out the way. What Power 5 team is going to be the first high seed to get eliminated? What Power 5? Where you think that team comes from? Which Power 5 conference?
Yeah, Duke.
Wow.
I'm disappointed in Duke.
I think.
Why you think Duke is going to be eliminated first? Is going to be the first one to get upset?
Yep.
ACC.
Yep. Duke.
Ooh.
They got exposed in this tournament.
They did. I think it's going to be Duke too. Even though I hate it for Coach K, but I think Duke is. Yeah.
Who's their first? Who's going to be their first? Who they play first? Let me see. I even looked at the bracket.
They play. I looked at it. They play. Hold on, actually. You can even download the bracket onto your phone for what you call it. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I need to go do my bracket here while I'm sitting.
Duke plays. They play. Duke plays. Come on.
They're a 2 seed, right?
No. Yeah. I think Duke is a 2 seed. Duke plays.
Oh, they play Cal State.
Yeah, it's something like that. I just saw it, bro.
They play Cal State Fullerton.
Okay.
15 seed. 15 seed.
Yeah, Cal State. Yeah, Fullerton. Yeah.
So who's the 7 and the 8?
Michigan State is 7.
Michigan State is the 7.
Boise State is 8.
Yeah.
So they technically got Michigan State at 7. Duke.
So yeah, they got. So in their bracket, Duke is playing Cal State Fullerton. Then they have the 7 and the 10 is Michigan State and Davidson. So they're and then of course Alabama is a 6 seed in that bracket. Texas Tech is a 3 seed, and Montana State is the 14 seed in their bracket. So that's potentially who they're looking at. The round, of course, the first 4 in Rutgers and Notre Dame, 11 seeds. They play on the 16th. Wright State and Bryant are the 16 seeds, looking for playing for the chance to play Arizona, and then Wyoming and Indiana are the 12 seeds. For those are the first 4 playing on the 15th and the 16th. So playing tomorrow and what's that? Tomorrow and Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow and Wednesday. For a chance to play SMC St. Mary's, who I think is a sleeper. St. Mary's, I think, is Cinderella, even though they're a 5 seed.
Kentucky. That's what I need to figure out.
What?
Who our Cinderellas and dark horses are.
Mm-hmm. So Kentucky is going to get Texas Southern is also playing is a 16 seed. They're playing into the first four, final four, in which they're going to even play Arizona or Kentucky if they win against Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
We will get a 15 seed upset. The 2
Oh,
seed always loses.
mm.
Always.
Mm.
So the 15 seeds we currently have is St. Peter's. They play Kentucky. Correction, I saw Kansas the other one. So St. Peter's plays Kentucky. Duke plays Cal State Fullerton. Auburn plays Jacksonville State. And Villanova plays Delaware.
Wow, all of them 2 seeds are shaky except Villanova.
Really?
And
I
they
would think Delaware would probably give Villanova fits.
exactly. I'm gonna say I'm barely there. I can see
Oh,
all
okay.
of those 2 seeds losing. We might have two upsets. I'm disgusted with Duke and Banchero. Auburn, they got the number 1 draft pick. They got a couple of boys, and they didn't even show up. They got run out the building by Texas A&M, which was very shocking. Hurt my
Texas A&M,
pockets.
they can even get into the tournament.
Yeah, they lost to Tennessee though. They played their
Mm-hmm.
tails off. That's crazy. They didn't get in. They played their hearts out. I guess that's why. Why they upset Auburn because they wanted it more clearly. But that also
Yeah.
says more about Auburn. Auburn, Duke. Oh, and Kentucky. Yeah, but
Oh, Bishop, the Elite Eight is going to be up there around you.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Final Four in New Orleans.
Huh?
I said the Final Four is in New Orleans.
New
Or the,
Orleans, yeah. Yeah. And you
oh
see
wow.
when the championship game is, right?
yeah. Yep, Sunday. That Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be on the road trying to get back to it.
You gonna be at the championship game?
Nah. I'll be coming back from Houston. That's too much,
Okay.
man. I can't. It was something I did in Houston one last year, and the 49ers played against New Orleans that year, and I was like, I couldn't. Yeah, that's too far. The distance between New Orleans is 4 hours from me, and Houston is 3 hours. So we was like looking at like an 8 hour. I was looking at like an 8 hour trip, and then turn around do a 4 hours, come back home. I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Although I wanted to be, I was there in spirit.
Mm.
The 49er takeover, faithful takeover. So, of course, that is our show for today. We greatly appreciate y'all coming out and talking to us. We look forward. I'm very sure there's going to be plenty more as we look and see. Talking about Grunk. As we look and check out and see what there's more to be offered as the NFL season gets closer and closer, as the new NFL year is about to kick off. March Madness is about to kick off. NBA gets closer. MLB, as we said, they're free agency now. Let's go Dodgers. Let's do work. I greatly appreciate y'all coming out, gentlemen. Any parting words, for these high speeds?
Nah, man, I ain't got nothing, man. Like I said, we should get y'all brackets in. I know it's March Madness time. Best time
Yeah,
when it comes to basketball, college basketball for that matter. Appreciate y'all again for tuning in, and thank y'all so much. Monday through Friday, 9 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time. For you to be in personnel, that is 9 o'clock a.m. to 11 o'clock a.m.
Central Standard Time. I
That's
know.
it.
Did the spring forward affect y'all at all? Y'all don't have to deal with that in Alaska, do y'all, Ron?
No, no. There ain't
Yeah.
nothing to do with spring here in Alaska. Not not until July is when our spring get here. How crazy is that?
Oh wow.
Yep. Joel Embiid drops 40 points tonight, 15
Woo!
rebounds on Joker. Gonzaga wins March Madness.
Matter of fact, while we here, Ron, right quick, where are you rocking with for placing your parlays? Where to go? I haven't signed up with any of them yet. what's the best platform to use for parlays? That's
Yeah,
to
good
your
question. Good question.
Oh, FanDuel, without a doubt.
FanDuel.
FanDuel.
Yep. They got the all kinds of parlays. The best parlays to make is the ones that you can make with the same game parlay, they call it. Like if you feel like, for instance, the Sixers is going to win, you can bet
Mm-hmm.
that Joel Embiid drops over 30 points. You can bet that he has over 10 rebounds all in the same game, and the chances are more likely to happen. So
Okay. I have to
they do a
check out. I'm
nice
starting to
job
find
over
out for
there.
FanDuel. Okay, that's what's up. I have to check that out. So again, we greatly appreciate y'all coming out. Be sure to catch us Monday through Friday, as Bishop stated, 09 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time. Check out the Speakeasy, the Ron, you're saying, platform. Of course, we got our Powerverse joint. I'm very sure we're going to talk about that briefly when we get off this call, as it's crazy on
Crazy.
Powers Force. We can look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. At this point, show attention, fall out. Enjoy y'all day. High speeds. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Side
Let's
Roll 5
go.
Military Fraternity Incorporated. We're gonna holler back at you. Y'all have a great Monday. Peace.